Hello everyone, you are at Régal and we will be talking about CV. So, let me share my screen first. So, as said, we will be learning about CVs. So, first of all, from this session, we will be learning about what is CV and what is important in students' life if you are pursuing law as career. So, first of all, let us ask what is CV? A CV means course, like what are the things that you have done in course of your education time or course of your study or whatever things you were doing when you were pursuing anything. Okay, so like when you go in an interview, you carry your body. CV is exactly the same thing. CV holds exactly the same importance as your body. Okay, so what is a cover letter? Cover letter comes along with a CV. Like in CV, you will be writing your experiences, qualifications, what all things you have studied, what all certificates you have. But in cover letter, you can express yourself in form of very much wordly things. Like if I'm saying I have done LLB, I have completed high school, I have completed secondary school, but throughout all this, if I explain my percentage, you won't be very much, like sometimes some students do not get very much percentage, but they are well aware of the facts whatever they studied throughout their lives. So you can share your experience through cover letter and what your heart wants to convey and what all are the benefits that they are, that who the person is hiring you will be getting once they hire you. So in CV, we share our experiences, like what all things we have done, and in cover letter, we share our verbal experiences, like what you have attained from all of that things. Like in CV, if you are explaining that you have done 12th from 66%, then you can say in your cover letter that your 12th marks were very much low, but due to the very much low marks you were able to learn accountancy, you were able to learn non-profit organization things and all, like you did accounting very well, but that did not reflect in your marks. So you can very much in a very good way explain yourself in a cover letter. So why is it important? Like I said above, that if you carry your body in an interview, it is as important as a CV. Okay, so without body you cannot go anywhere, without a presentation, without a thing you cannot go anywhere. Like if you are going somewhere, you have to take your words, you have to take your experience and all. So in a 5 minutes encounter, you cannot explain all your qualifications, all your internships to your interviewee. But when you take CV, your CV will speak on behalf of you, so that you can jot down important points when you are talking to the interviewer. Okay, so next, how to crack an interview. This is a very much way forward thing, but we will be talking about how to address an interview. Like if you go at an interview, they ask you common things, like sometimes they ask you common things, but the Drishti IAS video that I saw, they asked us, you do not have to repeat what all things you have given in your biodata. So you do not have to repeat what all things, what is already given in your biodata, and tell something what is away from your biodata and your cover letter, so that the interviewee gets attracted to what all things you are talking. And the talking that you are doing with the interviewer should be engaging, which takes us to our second point, how to engage interviewer in the interview. Like if you are talking to someone and you are talking very much boring, so the front person won't be hearing you or will be neglecting your all the things, and you won't be interested much. So in order to get yourself interested in the further job or the further internship, you have to engage the person who is in front of you by telling him so and so things, like I have done this, I have done that. Like if forever you have heard about clickbaits, so talk when you are, talk in a way that you are clickbaiting the person, the interview in front of you. do's and don'ts of interview and CV. Like I said afford that if you go for an interview, you do not have to repeat your name. So if you are going for CV or you are making a CV, then there are the major things that people neglect. When I was making my first CV, I just written down personal information, my name, my education, my profession, or my marital status is completely not important here. You do not have to mention your marital status. Second of all, sometimes students, if they are from not very good college, then they maybe willingly or unwillingly forget to mention their schools or colleges. You have to specifically mention your college, and if you are yourself embarrassed for your college, then you do not have to show this to the interviewee. So as the interview will pin that your weakness, so that you will have to suffer later. So you have to mention your college and what all things you have done. Even if you have done a poster making competition which was not at all related to law, it was more of presented like you presented a Navratri blog or a Navratri poster, then too you have to mention that, and you have to like elaborate all the things in order to attract the interview. Like I have learned a mock trial. Okay, I did a mock trial with someone. Like mock trial is like I stood there and the entire script was provided to me. But in that mock trial, I learned that two people who murdered a person had a common intent, that was section 34. They murdered that person, that was section 302. There were evidences, then that was evidence number, that was section 114, that the evidences was presented. I learned how to make memorial, I learned how to speak, I learned the I learned the court ethics. You learned the CRPC rule. You learned that the PWs, which are presented by public prosecutor, are also include police. The prima facie investigation has some power over the judge judgment or has some influence over the judgment, but still it does not count as an evidence. So you have to mention all of the things, like small things. Even if you feel like you have not presented anything well or you have not done anything well, and you have done something, but you have done something, then you have to mention that, but you have done something in a very beautiful way. You know your weakness, the person in front of you does not know your weakness. So take it as an advantage. So thank you for viewing our video, and we are very much obliged that you watched our video. Kindly subscribe, like, and share to all of your friends. Thank you.